I was watching this film today. Oh, I had a picture of the name of the film. It's an old film with Paul Newman and the person that became his wife, Vivian. Is it Vivian? Well, anyway, the lady in this, I'll show you in a minute, is his wife. Well, was his wife, because I think he's dead now. But what it was is I just saw it, and I keep seeing it in the films. Maybe nobody's noticed it before, but what I'm going to tell you is that everybody thinks that CGI and AI and all that is a very modern thing, but it isn't. It's been going on for quite a while, maybe a few good 100 years, yeah? And so even though they've told you that photography and films only started, and they evolved so quickly from non-speaking to speaking footage and all this kind of stuff, this film was made, I think, probably in the 30s or 40s. So we're talking nearly 100 years ago, and they had it then because Paul Newman, whose face that is not standing in front of that person. So do you see here? What it is this is on my television. That's my television there. It's almost as if he is standing in front of him on a screen. Anyway, also you never see their noses. You just see this. Shall we, let's zoom in a little bit. It's actually hard to see which way he's looking because that eye is looking across there and this eye looks almost straight on, so it's a little bit difficult to see what he's actually looking at. But when we come over here, there, that is supposed to be Paul Newman. That bit doesn't look right, does it, at all? And he's got no nose. Do you see that? Does not look right. I hope that you can see what I'm seeing. I hope that once you see what I'm seeing, you will see it in all the films you watch. All the new ones are the same. Just the same as this. So it's like he's on a screen. I don't know how they do it, but he is superimposed in. Well, he is superimposed in, doesn't matter which way around, or they're both superimposed in. Anyway, let's put the video on. Because I took a few photographs, because it just kind of... So, do you see the person on the left? He's not talking to him. Not in reality. So there he is. Do you see the line round his face? He is superimposed into the footage. He has no nose. He's not in front of him. They are in different perspectives. Do you see that? Do you see that they are in different perspectives? Yes, let's move on. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. It is filmed off my television, and sometimes when you use a phone on a television or a screen, it makes these lines across it, so I'm sorry about that. But look, he's not looking at him. He's a bit more over here and bigger, but he is not looking at him. He's looking over there. Again, these people are not together. Look, this bit is all blurred, that bit isn't. He's blurry. You can't really see his nose. You can't see his nose, and that's supposed to be his eye. But he's blurry compared to him. That cannot happen. Again, the other way round. He is not with him when they are filming this. They've stuck someone's head in. So that is his head blown up. That looks all a bit weird, but there is the line round there. What, he's got all this light on him and you can't see any features on his face, and he doesn't have a nose? whatever it is, because it goes flip, 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 flip between the both of them. Well, this is what happens in films, isn't it? He has no nose. And he's not in front of him. So this whole CGI, all this thing, they've been doing it to us for a very long time. Can't see his face at all. Head is superimposed onto that. I hope you see it, like I do. So in reality, if they're smaller when they're further away, which we'll see a bit of Paul Newman, why is he so big and he's smaller then if he's further away? And these ones, his face looks a little bit strange there, don't you think? Whoops, we've moved across. His face, that looks like that's been like fiddled with. As if you'd have great big grooves like that in your face. And he is more blurred than him, which can't happen. You don't have pictures with someone next to you that's blurred, do you? Yes, I don't know. I don't think that looks right, but I don't. The whole film is like this, see? The whole film is like this. So let's move on. Next picture. There you go. Another one. She is not in front of him. She's still not in front of him, and they're not looking at you. They're not. It's not happening. They've been superimposed in together. Once you realise that, it's so simple. I can't. That's why I've struggled watching films, because you just think these are all. Look, he's not looking at her. He's not there. He's been superimposed in. I mean, oh, and this guy. It's just a bit. Like when you see this stuff, I just can't. I'm just loath to watch it, because we all thought that the end of the Tartaria, because the Second World War was actually the end. The First World War started it. This area was probably more safe, and the films were real and everything. But it's just the same. How could they nearly 100 years ago do all this? But do we see this person? To me, he looks, not his voice, not his hair, but he looks a bit like Paul Newman. Just another version of Paul Newman when you look at that boy. And you see that, his nose, look at the noses. And the eyes. They're very alike. When you actually look at their faces, the mouths, the nose and the eyes, they are very, very alike, because we all know they play other parts. When you look at his eyes, the nose and the mouth, that's all they want to do this AI CGI crap composite thing where everything seems to be a cartoon, including this film made nearly 100 years ago. They look very alike, because you just got to take the hair away. And I thought that was quite interesting, that when you look at Paul Newman's features and that guy, except the hair, they look quite alike. Yes. Anyway, it may not be, but he's obviously a look-alike. Anyway, see that one? So, look at the size of Paul Newman now. Do you see he's smaller? Because he's got to be smaller because he's further away, but he's been superimposed into the footage, is why he looks so small compared to him. The other one doesn't look quite so small, does he? They're the same distance away, but you see, you cannot see Paul Newman's face, and they're superimposed in. I don't know how they do it. I don't know why they do it. I just don't. Maybe it makes the film look better for them, because I just don't know. You imagine they can't move their heads. The heads aren't moving when they're showing you those shots. They never move. We don't realise they don't move. I don't know how he gets the gun from him, but as they've got all those effects, they can do it. See, no nose. He's superimposed in. Superimposed in. He's got no nose. I don't quite know how they do this. How they pass things over, but if they can do the rest, then they can do that. See, that's his wife. But she's not really standing in front of him, talking. This is a set. I don't know how they do it. See, you can't see his nose. at all, or any of his features, just a bit of his cheek. So again, they're not together. He's not looking at her. I just think it's all bananas, personally. Well, that bit there looks a bit strange. They've obviously done something there. And when we go over to her, look, she's got that line round her face. No nose at all. How do you even know it's her? Look at her ear. Look at that. What the hell is that? She's superimposed into the footage. And he also has a line going on round his face, and I don't think that looks very good. That looks touched up as well. But once you take his hair away, now, do you see Paul Newman more? Anyway, thanks for watching my video. What's your thoughts?